Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Waning Poetic, which is a new teen comedy mix of genres here with a little bit of time travel, as we have a enclosed, self-contained coming-of-age story that focuses on two brother-sister twins who find themselves in a back room at their graduation day and are met by other 18-year-olds from different decades as they're all trapped in this strange kind of time loop as they're trying to process why are they there? What are they processing in terms of going up there for their graduation day? And this film is from writer-director George Massimillo, and this has such a great charm to it. You can definitely tell drawing upon inspirations from like Back to the Future, referenced in the film, and like Breakfast Club, and using those kinds of ideas to create this high concept comedy, and it really fits the vibe. It gives this concept opens the door for some really interesting conversations, interesting growth, and gaining of perspectives. Because you have this young woman, Ella, who's so focused on so many social justice issues, going off to a big famous college after her commencement, clashing with her brother, and her honestly opening up and gaining a lot of perspective from these people from different time periods. And it's really interesting the fun dynamics that they come up with in terms of how they interact with each other, the references they make, how these characters react to finding out certain things, like what's this social media thing where it's like a bikini directory, and fun gags like that and ideas, and this interesting concept of like taking a step back and really thinking about like what's the purpose of a lot of the things that we do, that we spend time with? And I think this film is pretty clever in that way. It certainly wears its themes out in the open. It's pretty direct, sometimes on the nose in terms of what it's trying to say about certain times, and especially today, from the perspectives of people from the past. And I think it has a lot of meaningful things to say, especially about social media and attention and insecurities, and really thinking about what should matter to you. Should other people's opinions even matter? And this coming of age story really works with this high concept idea, setting up such an interesting and unique scenario where you could play around with a lot of different interesting things. There's fun references, there's good jokes, there's some emotional moments too. And it even incorporates some interesting moral dilemmas in terms of playing around with time. And like, we have a computer in our hands, we can figure out what happens to some of these other characters. And it's like, do you tell them? And there's a sense of mystery about it and what's really going on here. And there's a lot of things going for this film. Now, like I mentioned, it is pretty like open, pretty on the nose about a lot of its themes. Some of its characters feel more like, hey, this is some kind of archetype that we're going to throw in there. But some of them really stand out. Like in particular, the one character, Ryan, played by Thaddeus Plezia, who's the 90s kid, is one of the more interesting characters in the film, and you get to see a lot of growth and adaptation in this character. Obviously, Ella, played by Sophia Dean, has to go through a lot. But, you know, seeing like, hey, this guy who's from the 60s, you know, with his white t-shirt and jeans and cigarettes, you have like this ditzy 80s girl or the hippie from the 70s. It's like each of these performers are doing those characters well and bringing them to the front. You can tell some of the performances might be a little uneven, some of the moments where things might be getting a little emotional, or some of the performers, it doesn't really feel authentic. It feels a little stiff and awkward. But overall, I think these actors do a fine job of bringing these characters to light and giving a lot of interesting and fun perspective on a lot of big ideas and concepts and themes. And in the end, I really bought into these characters. I really enjoyed being in the moment with them. And that's what made this such a fun and engaging experience. And Massimilio really brings it all together. And in the end, this is a fine, funny, engaging, and relatable, fun genre meshing of a film that is certainly worth a watch. But those are my thoughts on Waning Poetic. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.